This is AuthorTalk, brought to you by Author House, the leading provider of services to help authors publish, promote, and sell their books. AuthorTalk is produced by TogiNet Radio, on the web at toginet.com.
The title of the book, Smart Eating Made Simple. And the author is Jane Ibbetson, and Jane joins us now on AuthorTalk. Hello, Jane.
Hi, how are you?
We're going to hear your story in a moment, how you went from very unhealthy, I guess you'd call sick, and you've had a lot of problems, and you have changed your way of eating, and thus this book, because you're so much healthier and feel so much better. You say this, tired of being sick and sick of being tired? Follow this comprehensive guide for smart eating for an invigorated and healthy life. Current research concurs that plant-based whole foods diet awakens your genes to better health. And so your book is about learning the best nutritional approach to healthy eating that a person can follow, enjoy day after day, year after year, and putting an end to life-threatening diseases and requiring less expensive medical procedures or medications. Well, that is much needed today. That seems like it's all is advertised on TV these days. Take this drug or take that drug for this problem or that problem. With all these side effects, there's got to be a better way, and that's what your book is all about. Jane, tell us about Clara.
About me? Well, I'm a nutritionist, and I've worked for the WIC program here in Arizona, and now retired. And I have a family of 6 children. My husband and I have 3 boys and 3 girls. And my youngest daughter says she knows of no one else that eats as healthy as her mom and dad.
But at one time you didn't do that.
That's true.
And so you tell the story of Clara, which is you. What were you going through back then?
Well, a lot. I had some health problems, and it really just got to me. They just kept coming, and after my knee replacement surgery, I felt so badly. I was holding on to the wall when I was walking, and I was wondering how I could continue to work day after day. And after changing my dietary regimen that I feature in Smart Eating Made Simple, my commitment was so strong and so convincing that there wouldn't be no return to the standard American diet that I had experienced before. Then I wanted to tell people, about my accomplishment, especially my family.
Sure. Well, you had a problem with your thyroid. You had the beginnings of osteoarthritis.
Right.
You had, you couldn't walk except in pain, and you had some really hard to sleep, and you had infections after infections. And so
yes.
When did the light come on, and how did it come on, and how did this all come about?
Well, I was hurting so badly, and I read in the newspaper about a seminar that was to be at our local library. And I went to the seminar, and I listened to what they had to say, and I knew that I just needed to change my diet, and they helped me along the way, and I got better. In fact, I think it was 80% improvement. And I was convinced right there, no return to the standard American diet.
Why do we need to eat vegetables every day?
Well, a person needs to eat vegetables every day because there's just no other food group that is as perfectly matched to our everyday needs like vegetables. Vegetables fit us kind of like our genes, so to speak. No other food group, including fruits, legumes, nuts and seeds, grains, seafoods, chicken, meat. No other food group can duplicate the nature of vegetables in human health. And we have the pleasure of chewing and amazing digestive benefits when eating high fiber vegetables Vegetables are also the richest source of fiber, helping to move our digestive tract along in a healthy way. And vegetables provide many antioxidants or phytonutrients, giving bright colors, delicious flavors, aromas. Plus, these nutrients are linked to a prevention of many diseases. This kind of makes me think of the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, radishes, rutabagas, mustard greens, those type of things. And all of these are cleansing to the body. And then there's the root vegetables like onions and garlic, which are really special when it comes to decreasing the risk of cancer. And so there's just no other food group but vegetables that provide some of these phytonutrients. And they're very nourishing, giving the body many vitamins, especially the water-soluble vitamins. And then there's one other thing that I'd like to mention about vegetables as a group. They're very low in calories. Of course, this wouldn't apply to vegetables that are fried or those that are batter-coated or those that are coated with a lot of cheese. But on the average, most vegetables are about 50 calories or less per cup, and that's really low. Now, nuts and seeds provide more calories. They're about 750 calories a cup. That is why most nutritionists only recommend like a fourth of a cup of nuts. Did you know that a fourth of a cup of walnuts per day would help decrease our cholesterol?
Well, that's wonderful.
Well, they do. I knew a person that did that for a year, and he really got his cholesterol down. But for fruits, the calorie per cup can be as low as, say, 50 calories for the watery type of fruits like watermelon. But then we have the dried fruits like raisins and prunes that can be up to like 400 calories per cup. So as a whole, most of the vegetables are very low in calories to the point that we can be generous in eating them without having to really worry about it.
Well, do we need to become a vegan?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Many foods make up a vegan diet, like genetically modified soy and corn, and they're really detrimental to our human health. Vegans usually avoid animal products, so if one eliminates one food group from our diet, then we usually replace it with more of something else. And in many cases, more sugar and carbohydrates, which are correlated with cancer. In addition, data indicates that fat is not correlated with cancer mortality, which contradicts the claim that meat is harmful. In fact, it is negatively correlated, and a person is less likely to get cancer if they eat some healthy fat. And then I'd like to mention from a clinical point of view, I believe virtually everyone benefits from some animal protein. It doesn't necessarily have to be meat, because there's other healthy animal proteins like raw organic dairy and the organic free-range eggs. Raw organic milk is actually one of the healthiest options because it has the highest biological value and utilization of any protein. Now, there's another argument that eating meat ruins the environment, and this refers to meat coming from feedlots, not meat raised naturally on grass. The real culprit threatening the environment is modern-day industrial agriculture, both plant and animal farming. Producing food on a massive scale at the lowest price possible has taken priority over obeying these natural laws. So I'd like to say in terms of sustainability and saving the world, I think the real battle needs to be fought is not one of meat eaters versus the vegans. It's one of agriculture as an industry and agriculture the way nature intended.
How much meat can we eat?
Well, if you are sincerely objective and honest in seeking to understand what diet is best for you, it's important to trust your body to guide you. It is important to listen to your body as you experiment with different food ratios and including or excluding animal foods. I do honestly believe Americans eat way too much protein in the form of meat, which pushes the amount of vegetables to a bare minimum. Vegetables are healing foods. Therefore, it only stands to reason that our plate should mainly consist of vegetables with a little meat. So if you want to eat meat in a truly healthful way, and yes, meat can be and is healthy, then eat organic and grass-fed.
How do vegetables or other kinds of healthy food literally heal us?
That's a good question. Back in the days before food chemists entered the picture, people had a close relationship with the food that eventually wound up on their plates and in their stomachs. Plants often served as food and medicine at the same time. Take, for example, the tiny caraway seed. It greatly improves the flavor of a cabbage dish and at the same time mellows the discomforting effect of the kraut on the bowel system. Plants can fuel the body with the right quality and quantity of potent nutrition, thus promoting well-being and healing.